All right. We have what I'm calling the ramp deck. And by ramp, I mean it's literally shaped like a ramp here. And fittingly at the top, here is Ugin's Labyrinth, the card that we're going to try to make work today. This is going to be a big part of the glue that holds this deck together, let me tell you that much. But yeah, so this is what I'm calling Green Dog Drazi. And it's called that because we're running Kona Rescue Beastie. This is the new Beast Survivor from the new Duskmourn set. And at the beginning of your second main phase, this is a second main phase trigger, something you don't often see on Arena. If it's tapped, you get to put a permanent card from your hand on the battlefield. That's basically show and tell if you guys were following along at home. So we're basically just going to try to do things that show and tell decks are going to want to do. Not an Omniscience deck for once, but we are a deck that plays a lot of big Eldrazi. And that's why Ugin's Labyrinth is here. We want to basically be putting a Ulamog the Defiler under it, a Null Drifter perhaps, the Devourer of Destiny that we might bring out at the beginning of the game, and maybe one of our 4 dual lands / Drowner of Truths. All these are going to be ways that we make things work for us here. And so that's how we power Ugin's Labyrinth, which will help us just cast a lot of colorless and green Eldrazi's. We've got Wastecape Battle Mage here, something that we splashed a tiny bit of blue for. This has multiple kickers, basically exile an enchantment if you pay green, and for 1 in a blue, return a target creature to its opponent's hand. It must be one of your opponent's creatures necessarily. We also are running Thief of Existence, a card that I haven't played on the channel before. This is basically just exile something moderately large and give your opponent a card when this thing leaves. It's going to be very similar to Thought-Knot Seer, which we also have in this deck, that takes a card, but your opponent can get stuff back later if you don't close the game fast enough. On top of this, we're going to run Glaring Fleshraker. This is just something that gives us incidental advantage when either we cast creature spell or colorless spells, or when we need to get some ramp out of these Eldrazi spawns. So all these are going to be pretty nice. And then Sowing Myco Spawn, this is one we've seen before. Exile a land if we have enough mana. And then basically we have the top end that we talked about before. Now the thing that I'm going to try to make work today is going to be our 4 copies of Springleaf Drum, which are here in the deck literally just to provide ramp and to give our Kona the ability to tap prior to our second main phase if we can't attack into our opponent's board. So honestly, that's basically it. We're going to try to cheat things out with Kona, and if that doesn't work, then we're just going to ramp with Ugin's Labyrinth and the rest of our lands into Ulamog, Null Drifter, Devourer of Destiny, or Drowner of Truth. This is basically just going to be an extension of the existing Eldrazi Stompy decks, but hopefully we can make them work nonetheless. We're actually going to make a slight modification to the mana base here. I would also like to cut probably one of our 2 remaining lands, and then we need to make 1 more room, or we could actually just run 3 Cavern of Souls. Probably don't need 4. So we want 3 Cavern of Souls to make it so that our Eldrazi's can get in, but also we do need to sometimes make sure that Kona can get onto the battlefield if we're really going to go for the show and tell Ulamog kind of strategy. But I've talked too much about this deck. Let's just go ahead and play some games. Green Dog Drazi. Will it suck? Will it be good? We got 5 games to figure it out. This episode of Full Control MTG is brought to you by Patreon and your viewership. If you want to support the channel financially, the Full Control MTG Patreon is the best place to do so. With a Shockland tier, you get access to videos as soon as they are recorded and edited. Don't wait to get your hands on another Full Control MTG deck list. Otherwise, it's your support for the channel that keeps me going. Thanks for being here, and enjoy the video. Okay, round 1, let's go. We do get a Springleaf Drum. Eventually, Null Drifter is possibly going to help us out. Yeah, this is ultimately not going to be this is not going to be a fast start necessarily. We'll mulligan it. Ugin's Labyrinth this time is much better. Devourer of Destiny is going to help us find our second land. This is one that we absolutely keep here. And now we got to think about this other thing that we're getting rid of. Is it the Springleaf Drum? Is it the Null Drifter or Ulamog? I'm going to get rid of the Springleaf Drum, and we're going to kind of just send it otherwise. So Devourer of Destiny is going to be looking for probably just another land. We do need to find green that's not Drowner of Truth, but ultimately that's okay. If we find blue, we can actually go for turn 2 Null Drifter, which would be good. So Devour of Destiny here. What are we going to find? Not a lot of lands. It's going to have to just be this other Drowner of Truth, I think. We could also go for a second Null Drifter. I think I'd rather have another land. That's just going to be better. So let's drop the said land, and then we will evoke our Null Drifter turn 2. Not a lot of things for Esper Sentinel to work with. The High Noon kind of is annoying. We have Shifting Woodland now. That's also good. We'll go Ugin's Labyrinth now and get rid of the Devourer of Destiny. Thief of Existence can also just take out their High Noon, which is nice. We'll wait until we have more mana to work with, though. Let's just do our Evoke trigger for Null Drifter. Draw our 2. And we will lose our Null Drifter. Okay. So we have another land here. We can go Sowing Mycospawn for another Ugin's Labyrinth, and that's going to actually bridge us almost all the way to casting our top end. So if we can't get there through cheating things out, we can get there just by doing the thing. It's totally fine. Grand Abolisher, High Noon, they're definitely just going Prison here. We will just... Oh, Shifting Woodland can't be cast just yet. So I think we go Glaring Fleshraker here. We can also kill maybe one of the other creatures. I think I'd rather Thief of Existence kill the High Noon. Yeah, I think that seems pretty decent. Thief of Existence now can block, and so we're under less pressure here. So now next turn we go Sowing Mycospawn. I'll take some damage. Force them to swords my Thief of Existence. We just want to make sure that it's not going to die to Lightning Bolt. So we go like this, land, we go Sowing Mycospawn, just for the normal ability. And 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to have a Null Drifter pretty soon. They can return the spell to my hand. That's fine. We still get the cast trigger, which is actually honestly better for us. Now we're going to be able to exile one of their lands. Here's a Labyrinth. Let's put an Ulamog under that. We're still not able to cast it. And we will pass. See, I think next turn I'm definitely Sowing Mycospawn, kill the Elegant Parlor. I could also Null Drifter, just hard cast. That could be good. I could also Glaring Fleshraker into Thought-Knot Seer. That could be nice. They have not put anything relevant into the graveyard as far as I'm aware. Just going to continue not to block. We'll do Glaring Fleshraker into Thought-Knot Seer here. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8. Does that change how I do things? I don't think it does. Here's Glaring Fleshraker. And then follow that up with Thought-Knot Seer. We get a trigger on Fleshraker. That's huge. We're going to Lightning Helix the Fleshraker. Fine. We'll still get our cast trigger. Thought-Knot Seer. Let's eat something out of their hand. I think the Bolt and Helix are both problematic, but Helix does more. And we will pass. I guess I can pretty trivially attack here. All right, end turn. And so now basically I want to just drop the Null Drifter now that I know it's just Lightning Bolt and maybe something else in hand. The Annihilator will be a win condition. And then I'll also start thinking about getting my Ulamog back. The Devourer of Destiny is getting close to castable. I think we'll Sowing Mycospawn this turn. We can get a Cavern of Souls on Eldrazi. Land. Let's cast this now. Cast with Kicker. We'll exile one of the red producing lands. They're thinking about the Lightning Bolt. I'm going to take my Thought-Knot Seer, surprisingly. Okay. I am surprised they did it the way that they did it, but that's fine. Here's Cavern of Souls. We'll choose Eldrazi. Alright, cool. So there goes that land. Now I just can't attack with the Thought-Knot Seer, but I can attack with the Thief of Existence. Alright, cool. So we're getting our beats in. We have a board. If they want to drop another High Noon, we don't care. Faithless Looting, they'll continue searching for something. I think we might end up just choking them out with big Eldrazi bodies here, which is nice. Okay. And I will take my turn. Let's crack the Misty Rainforest. Only a few targets here in this deck. We're running pretty low on those. Just 2 breeding pools and the 2 basics. All right. Well, I guess we're just going to get this Null Drifter out. I can probably feel pretty good about doing the Devourer next turn. I can also just continue to kill their lands. This is also just nice to do. Maybe not nice to them, but let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, not enough for Ulamog, so we will use that land. We'll do this. We actually would like to make sure that all of our colors are going to be good. You know what? Actually, we're here to cast the Null Drifter. Let's just do that. Cast without Evoke. Draw 2 cards. Maybe they'll be playable. Breeding Pool Springleaf Drum. Nice. And surprisingly, we're actually going to win the game here. Got through the High Noon, got through the Grand Abolisher. Really just a lot of Eldrazi's. They are a good tribe for being aggro. All right, so round 1 didn't really do too much of our cheating show and tell play, but we have 4 more rounds to do that. Here we go. All right, here we go. Next round. Ugin's Labyrinth, that is early land. This is pretty much the early Null Drifter that we had last time. We also have the green mana for our 1 of Kona in the hand. All right, we're keeping it. Alrighty. So we start off slow here. Opponent on Shifting Woodland here. If I had to guess based off of that 1 land, it's probably the Omni Shift. Overgrown Tomb here. That's fine. I mean, possibly Show and Tell. If so, we're dropping Null Drifter. But the problem is I'm going to have to exile a Null Drifter in order to play a Null Drifter. I guess I could go Glaring Fleshraker first. Alright, this does accomplish more or less what we want to do with our life. Alright, so if they Show and Tell, we drop a Null Drifter and then hope we don't die. This next turn would be really good to drop Kona, but it might not be possible. Alright, so they had the opportunity there to shock a Breeding Pool, but they didn't. Next turn we have Kona. Here's Null Drifter, pre-combat. Get our Glaring Fleshraker to do its thing first. I think we're not attacking. They can have Bowmasters and blow me out like that. Double Kona, sure. Evoke trigger, sure. And I really wonder what they're trying to do here. I mean, they could be going for like Protected Show and Tell. Honestly, I'm not really sure. They could have a counterspell and they're waiting for like Kona or something to come out. I can go Beast here with Cavern of Souls, but we have 2 Konas, so I don't think it matters. We'll attempt to play out a Kona first. If they counter this, then we play a Cavern on Beast, and then we're fine. But since that went in, we're just going to go with Eldrazi. And not doing anything here. We're just waiting. We don't want to get caught in combat. And will they play? Here's a Dark Ritual. Are we just dead? 7 mana is a scary number. Vaultborn Tyrant. Oh god. All right, fine. I guess we're doing that. Okay, so they just want to get big and do stuff. But we get a Springleaf Drum, so we might actually make this work. I'm so excited. Here's Sowing Mycospawn. We will not do it with Kicker. We're just doing it normal here, making sure that we have 1 mana for Springleaf Drum. Doing the thing. Opponent takes the damage. We make a token. And then in terms of colors, we do have blue. We do have green. Garenbrig is kind of decent in terms of mana, and we do have the double green to make it work. So let's do that. And here's a Springleaf Drum. We then actually still have 4 mana to play another Sowing Mycospawn. Or sorry, yeah, we will have 4 exactly. So we can play the Thought-Knot Seer and take something out of their hand. So we'll make green, tapping Kona, and then we'll play a Thought-Knot Seer. Make another 1/1. And we do have a Null Drifter exiled here, so this Ulamog comes in as a 14/14 with 7 counters on it. I don't... What are they doing? Force of Vigor, destroy my Springleaf Drum of all things. That's crazy. Alright, cool. So we Thought-Knot Seer. We'll take a look at their hand. Voltborn Tyrant, I mean, those are going to probably be the ones that we want to take. Yeah. Cheaper than the one with the Multiverse. Cool, so now we move to our second main phase, no attacks. We'll trigger Kona, and we're going to put an Ulamog onto the battlefield. 14/14, Annihilator 7. That is going to eat their whole board next turn. Cool, so we're just going to attack in. That is a 1-turn kill unless they found removal. We're easily blocking here, except we don't really even need to. Let's just take that 6 to the face and eat them alive. Fatal Push doesn't affect Ulamog at all, so it would have totally been fine to block. Rise of the Witch King, you got it. We are going to sacrifice our 0/1 Eldrazi Scion spawn thing. Cool. Make another Voltborn Tyrant. There you go. Do your thing. And I think we have the game. They will get one more turn here, but it doesn't matter. All right, they won't want to stay along for the Annihilator 7 to go off and clear out their lands. We take round 2. All right, here we go, round 3. Springleaf Drum, Null Drifter, Drown of Truth. I mean, these are lands that help us get to the Kona Ulamog thing. So, I mean, I will try it. It's definitely not fast, but it's fine. So we can turn 3 Null Drifter, turn 4 Kona. Either way, we're doing this. The Null Drifter on turn 3 could, I guess, help us cast a second Springleaf Drum if we somehow get that. They're going to take my Springleaf Drum here. That's pretty unfortunate. I think we're going to get our hand picked apart here, and we're going to be in top deck mode sooner than we'd like to be. Springleaf Drum goes. There's Devourer. We would have liked to have that in the opener. Unfortunately, not going to be the possibility that we want. It's DRC here. Will there be a Thoughtseize to follow it? I think so. Or at least a 1-mana spell in some capacity. It will be exactly Thoughtseize, sure. And so what do we lose here? I'd say maybe Kona. Kona seems like a surprising one, but they could also take Null Drifter. I don't think it's either the top two. Here's Aether Hub, and I mean, if we can find that land, it's not looking terrible. Though they might just kill my Kona. There's a lot of lightning bolts that exist in this format. Inti plus Dragon's Rage Channeler is going to be a problem. Another Inquisition goes away, as they know that they're probably not going to need to cast it. And now we just hope for another land. Another Goyf, Inti. Ooh, another Kona. That's not what we like to see. And as long as they have blockers back for Kona, this is going to be an indication of why this is a problematic combo to be playing. Amped Raptor into Bowmasters is going to make real quick work of us. And a Chthonian Nightmare to add insult to injury. Do they have something in the graveyard for it? They do have that Nether Goyf. Yeah, I mean, I think that's going to be us just in absolute ruination here. I mean, our best case scenario is being able to play a Kona next turn. And that does next to nothing for us, unfortunately. So we took a hand that did what we needed to do, but unfortunately, discard is a thing that you need to watch out for. Who knew, right? Just kidding. Anyway, they have about 8 damage coming at us this turn. Possibly even more here. Yep. There we go. Do the Inti thing. They will discard the Chthonian Nightmare. There's a big DRC, and now I think that it's going to be a 2-turn clock, pretty much no matter how you slice it. Oh, man. Insult to injury, so we will get rid of the Devourer here, except probably should do one of the Ulamogs. We can put our loyal companion Kona here, and Kona is going to get absolutely destroyed by this board. How unfortunate. I think we're even getting, okay, Unholy Heat, basically. All right, well, that is an example of why you might need to go to Historic to play some of this jank. We're going to give it a continued try here in Timeless, but round 3 we'll go to the opponents. Okay, round 4, let's go. This time we have double Springleaf Drum. All we need is our dog. I'll give it a try. Very, very slow hand, but I'm hoping that Springleaf Drum times 2 is going to be enough. If we can get Sowing Microspawn down, it is actually going to be ramp for us, so, you know, this is not me just completely leaning into the combo, although it does feel like it. Here's Springleaf Drum, and so now we just need to get to that all-important 4th mana. Shifting Woodland, rarity seeing this one come in untapped. Put a Springleaf Drum in. All right. Well, let's hope that my opponent is going to be as slow as I'm going to be. I say that and we're about to get probably Arclight Phoenixed. Well, actually, no, this is not Arclight Phoenix. Crest for the Necropolis. This is a Modern Horizons 3 card I haven't seen. Oh my god, and it's Massacre Worm. That's crazy. Alright, well, yeah, what do I do about that? Not much, it would appear. Sowing Microspawn gets me Ugin's Labyrinth, gets me Hardcast Devour that kills Massacre Worm. I'm going to have like 5 life left, but we will Uncounterable Eldrazi here. Yeah, we'll actually need the Sowing Microspawn to stay alive if we actually want to cast this. Exile an Ulamog. Alright, well. Yeah, this is a tough situation to be in. One more land would have got me Thought-Knot Seer there, which would have made me feel a lot better about this Massacre Worm situation. Quest for the Necropolis. How does this one work? For 6... Okay, yeah, so 6 activation, we need... And, okay, it gets cheaper with the counters. Okay, fine. We're taking 7. And hopefully we have a Devourer here. Just as long as they don't kill my Sowing Microspawn, I'm happy. Oh, no. Oh, God. Okay, this is bad, but not the end of the world. Actually didn't take a card? How does this work? Was that a non-creature card? Instant or sorcery. Gotcha. So I think it's Devourer of Destiny now, and then after that we can try to do Ulamog Kona. Autopay. Tapping that guy. Exile Massacre Worm. And okay, now we're the one with the big creature. Now we can try to survive. We'll drop Kona, then hopefully Ulamog will have 10 counters on that thing if it can get in there. Reanimate. Oh my god, it's Shieldred. Okay, well, that's a yikes. We will sacrifice the Sowing Microspawn. Here is an Aether Hub. Here is a Kona. And then we will use that Kona to cast a Thought-Knot Seer. Autopay. We will tap a Kona. And we will get to see their hand. Let's see what that last card is. Collective Brutality. Glad that that's gone. And then if we attack, it is just basically up to them if they want to block with the Stitchers or with the Shieldred. We will let them try to decide here. I think it's a chump. Their Shieldred gets them back. Nothing that is really terrible. We're going to get an Ulamog here, which rocks. That's a 17/17, baby. Do we have anything that is terrible to bring back? Just a Sowing Microspawn. We're fine. And all they get is a Stitcher Supplier. We'll lose maybe like Kona or something to the Shieldred trigger, I think. Or maybe Thought-Knot Seer, who knows. But regardless, we're going to attack with Ulamog the Defiler, and we will absolutely shred their board. Okay, cool. So that is 2 Ulamog combos here. Unfortunately, both of them have not resulted in me being able to attack with the Annihilator. But, you know, people hate losing all their permanents, so I'm not blaming anyone. At any rate, that was round 4. Here comes round 5. All right, round 5. Let's go. We have a Kona again. This is going to be one of those hands where we really just need to get lucky with the Devour of Destiny trigger. But really, it has all the pieces that we want, so I'll try it. Devourer would really love to find either the Springleaf Drum or specifically Ugin's Labyrinth. And then we might be setting up for a Wastegate Battle Mage kicked for blue. All right, what do we find here? Not what we wanted. We don't need another Ulamog. Thief of Existence is probably the best early game play that I could make. A thing that's very, very interesting is we actually don't have any colorless mana at all. That is a thing that does happen sometimes. Here's Dark Ritual. Into Necropotence real early. Necro again. Lots of Necro activations. I assume they'll probably go like 7-ish cards. Were it me, that's probably what I'd do. They'll actually just go exactly to hand size here. All right. I really don't like doing that because often you're going to get like 2 or 3 lands and you really don't need that many. So Thief of Existence can take their Necropotence, assuming I do get that that other land. In general, we do need a land in the next 2 turns. I think that the first creature I play is going to get removaled, so Kona is not long for this world. Except now we have a Thief of Existence here. We also have Wastegate Battle Mage, which is also going to be good. We will exile the Devourer of Destiny since they know about that. I'm going to play Thief of Existence this turn and then Wastegate Battle Mage next turn, which can be kicked for both. Except actually, you know what? We can do a Kona. So we'll play Kona. If Kona gets Go for the Throated or something, that's going to suck. But we'll have 5 mana. This Wastegate Battle Mage can do something about it. If they play a creature, it can be dealt with. Ooh, it's a Sorin. Okay. Well, what are we putting onto the battlefield then? We can put it back with Wastegate Battle Mage. Okay, are they going to get the creature? Don't get the creature, please. It'd be convenient if you did not get the creature. This is going to be Faith's Fetters. Darn. And this is activated abilities can't be activated. So we basically just need to find the Springleaf Drum and then this Kona is activated. So that's honestly nice because it's going to be off of our opponent's radar for the most part. St. Alendra, going to do St. Alendra things, sadly. I think we just go with the kicked Wastegate Battle Mage. That just seems like the move. Kick with every kicker possible. We could do the Kona thing. Or like get rid of Faith's Fetters, but we're not going to be able to attack here. Let's return. Do we want to return St. Alendra? It's going to be a while till she can get put back with Sorin. Yeah, I think we need to avoid the extra 4/4 tokens coming back. All right, so goodbye Necropotence. They could have activated there. They chose not to. Let's see if they still have Steam. And then we can Thief of Existence, maybe killing Sorin or 1 blocker if they only end up with 1 blocker. They'll take my top. Ooh, Shieldred. So we're going to definitely kill Shieldred. Will they attack? I think they will attack here. Probably just not blocking. And we will be able to kill the Shieldred, which is good. All right, we will draw. We will take some damage. We have a Thought-Knot Seer. I think the Thief of Existence is far more important here. Exile. Oh, we can't exile Shieldred. That's right. It's non-creature. Thief of Existence will play this. And we'll have 6 mana, almost 7. We'll have to think about getting that Devourer back. But yeah, basically we need Kona to be activated here. We need to draw that Springleaf Drum whenever we can find it. The One Ring comes down, so now we have Shieldred problems. That will eventually be fixed by Ulamog, if we can ever get Ulamog to do his thing. We will definitely make a 2-for-1 trade against Shieldred. Cool. That was actually pretty nice for us. Sowing Myco spawn, so let's do this. We'll kicker it. Take out a land. And I can go for Hardcast Ulamog, or I can just go for a bunch of 7-drops. I think that I will go for the 7-drops. Garen Brig, we have the green mana requirement to use, so we will get the Garen Brig. So we have a total of 8 mana for creatures right now. We'll play the Thought-Knot Seer next. Oh god, it's another Shieldred. Alright, well, problems all around. Now, taking this 4 damage seems pretty bad. I kind of need to draw Springleaf Drum this turn. Okay, so the choices are don't block, take 4, or then take 6 essentially. Go to 4, then I'm dead to 2 more Shieldreds, but I'll be able to block either the Shieldred. Well, actually, you know what? If I don't block now, I'll be forced to double block Shieldred, which means the 4/4 gets in, so I have to just start chump blocking. And this has to be exactly Springleaf Drum on this next draw. We see Vein Rippers, that's scary. Do I bring Ugin's Labyrinth back? It doesn't matter here unless I draw exactly a land. We will do Eldrazi. And I think this does work, if I'm doing my math correctly. 2, 4. Should be able to add 6 mana, right? Oh, but then I don't have the other colorless. Oh my gosh, my math. Okay, well, then we basically have to wait one more turn. So Cut Down, problematic. Galta, problematic. I mean, all these are just absolutely terrible. Okay, well, that can be cast. The Cut Down can be cast. I'm going to take Vladimir. All right, well, we're going to block here, take 4, take 6, go to 2. It'll have to come down to Devourer of Destiny. Mishra's Bauble. That One Ring is problematic. I mean, basically, they just have to not find what they need. And with the One Ring on 3 and 34 life, I think they're going to find it. Here's Gix. Gix is going to be a problem for me. So we do take the block. They are going to get yet another card. We're going to go to 2. I think we're slowly draining away here. It may have been that Faith's Fetters that did it to me. If I'd exiled that instead of their Necropotence, we might not be in this situation. Shieldred gains them some life. We take 2 in our upkeep. Shieldred's Edict. We're going to lose our Kona. So sad. All right. Take our damage. It's a Shifting Woodland. That is actually pretty good with Kona, maybe. Go to 2. Here's a Shifting Woodland. Here is a Devourer of Destiny. We're going to exile the Shieldred. And now we have a blocker for Gix. Hopefully nothing has... Hopefully they don't have removal, and hopefully they don't have another hasty creature. If so, we get another turn, and we'll have 8 mana. That's not enough to actually get Shifting Woodland online, because we don't have Delirium. That is a problem. Sorin. Yeah, and it's Shieldred number 2. Oh, they're going to have it here. That is unfortunate. So we're going to lose in our upkeep here. Yeah, they want me to die to the Shieldred trigger. I can understand that. Good game to the opponent. They played well. They had that very problematic Sorin here. And we will go to draw step here. No more actions to take other than to see our Drowner of Truth. That would have not been terrible. We will go to 0. So yeah, that'll bring us to the end of round 5. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little foray into trying to make Kona work. I was really excited for Kona, but I think we might need to find a different shell. It is a cute little combo here using the Springleaf Drum to get around the combat requirement for Kona. But honestly, I think that the Eldrazi deck is probably just better off staying completely Eldrazi. Were this Beast Eldrazi or something like that, maybe this would be a different story. But for now, I think Kona is going to have to find a new home. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want to try to make something work with this deck for yourself, the deck list is always in the Moxfield link in the description, so check that out. And a reminder that if you're new to the channel and want more videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, do subscribe. It is free and easy. If you're a returning subscriber, I do ask that you like and comment on the video. Those things help a lot with the YouTube algorithm. And with that being said, thank you for just watching the video. That's pretty much the bare minimum that you need to do to make me happy. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.